Hello students, today we are going to revise grammar. Our lesson was about articles and if you remember, articles are definite and indefinite articles. Now, let me go back. We are going to revise this. Okay, now indefinite articles are a and an, and they are used before a singular countable noun like a student and an acquaintance. Yes, this is a vowel, and here it starts with S, and this is a consonant. Thank you. Now, is used before a noun that begins with a consonant, like here, for example, a cat, k, like b, k, d, f, for example, bag, car, dog, like this, etc. Now, an is used before a noun that begins with a vowel. Yes, what are the vowels if you remember? E, I, O, and U, which has two sounds. For example, an elephant. Yes. Now, what are a and an used for? They are used for, number one, something mentioned for the first time, يعني ذكر للمرة الأولى. Okay, like I bought a new pen. I bought a new pen yesterday. It is mentioned for the first time. Yes, so I used a. Now, this is an adjective, new. Now, two, something which is one of many. I mean, for example, there are many shops, there are many t-shirts, and I bought just one. For example, I usually buy my clothes at a shop downtown. It means there are many shops downtown, and I bought my t-shirt, my dress from one shop of many. Okay, go to number 3, introducing somebody's job, like my father is a teacher, my aunt is a nurse. Okay, now let's go to definite articles. Definite article, which is the. Now, let me remind you, definite article is the. The definite article, the, is used before both. It doesn't matter if it is a singular or a plural, countable or an uncountable noun. It doesn't matter. Now, for example, the money and the people and the scientists all are the same if it is accountable or uncountable. If it is singular, for example, the scientists, I mean plural, it doesn't matter. Now, it is used for, I said it because just one, which is the. It is used for, number one, Now, let me remind you, we are going to what it is used for. Now, number one, something repeated or already known. I mean, this is the new pen I bought yesterday. If you remember, we mentioned that before. We mentioned here I bought a new pen yesterday. If you remember, so it is mentioned that you know, يعني أنت بتعرف already which pen I'm talking about. So something repeated or already known for you. Now, what about the second case? Something of which there is only one. I mean the moon, the sky, the earth. The moon orbits the earth. The sun, the earth goes around the sun like this. Now, number three, introducing species or an invention. I mean, there are lots of whales, many kinds of whales, but I'm going to talk about a special kind, which is the blue whale. The blue whale is the biggest sea animal. I mean, يعني not كل فئة الwhales, just only the blue whale, the blue whale. Or some inventions, يعني بعض الاختراعات like the mobile phone has changed the way we communicate. Okay, now remember, an elephant. We put an here because the first, this is a noun, and the first letter is E, which is a vowel. But be careful. But here is an elephant, but before the elephant there is an adjective, and it starts with B, which is a consonant. يعني بيبدأ بحرف not a vowel. So I say a big elephant. A big elephant. Now for this, a country and a country. This is a consonant. And okay, here there is a country, but here the adjective starts with the sound of y, a European country. So please remember that. Now let me go to grammar and let me go to the exercises. If you remember, this was our first exercise. Okay, I'm going to remind you with this. Okay, now correct the mistakes in bold. What do I mean by bold? Bold means this, which is written in a dark color, like this, like this, like this, and like this. Okay, let me start. Now, Robinson Crusoe, he is a traveler, was traveling on a ship across the seas when a big storm caused his ship to sink to the bottom of the ocean. Let me go back. Robinson Crusoe was traveling on a ship. This ship is mentioned for the first time. So I put across the seas. When a big storm, I'm talking about the storm for the first time. When a big storm, what happened? When a big storm caused his ship to sink. This is a verb, sink, يعني غرقت, to the bottom of the ocean. Okay, now holding onto a piece of, here there is a ship. The ship is mentioned before. يعني هاي تاني مرة we are talking about the same ship. So this is wrong. We are going to write the. Holding onto a piece of the ship, Robinson Crusoe swam to the small island. Here, the, and here is island. The island, this island is mentioned for the first time. يعني غير معروفة for me. غير معروفة إلي. So I'm going to drop this and I'm going to put a. So Robinson Crusoe swam to a small island several miles away. Robinson Crusoe thought that he was alone on here. The island is mentioned before here. يعني ذكرنا الisland before. So here I'm going to use the. Now, he was alone on the island, but after some years he met. Now, this man is mentioned for the first time. ما ذكرنا before. So I'm going to write here. I'm going to write Okay. Now, let me continue. He gave the man. Now the man is known. الرجل الآن معروف for me. He gave the man, for example, the name Friday. The name Friday. Now, Robinson Crusoe and Friday were the only people on the island. Together, they built a shelter and hunted for food. Yani they go and find something to eat. And every day they made a fire. So maybe someone can see them. So that any passing ships would find them. One day, many months later, the ship, here students, I'm talking about a new ship, not this one. No. This is a new ship. I am mentioning it for the first time. I'm talking about it for the first time. So I'm going to use, for example, So, many months later, a ship was passing by the island because the island is known and people on the ship. So, the fire is mentioned before. So, here I'm going to put the the fire that Robinson Crusoe and Friday had made, and they killed both men. Thank you. Now let me go to wait. Now let me go to the second exercise. Number 1, fill in the blanks with the, a, or a. Let me start. She went shopping and bought. What did she buy? There were many shirts and she chose one. يعني كان في عدة تيشيرتات عدة shirts and she chose one. So this is one of many. I'm going to write. Yes, excellent. She went shopping and bought a shirt. Thank you. Now exercise 2. He's gone to Egypt to see here pyramids. Pyramids, I mean الأهرامات. Okay, so this is known before for everyone. Now, go back. He's gone to Egypt to see the pyramids. Now let me go back. She's gone to Egypt to see the pyramids. Now what about his? This is a short form of. It may be two things. Maybe he is or he has. And because here is a verb which is past participle, so I'm going to know, or I know that this is has. He has gone to Egypt. Okay, this is number 3, which is Nile is the longest river in the world. So this is the Nile. It is known for everyone. The Nile. The Nile is the longest river in the world. Number 4. I found a camera, mentioned for the first time, in a box, mentioned for the first time, in front of the supermarket. I mean a specified supermarket. In front of the supermarket. Okay. This is number 5. I live in. This is a city, for example, a city, and mentioned for the first time. And here there is B, so I'm going to write or to choose I live in a big city. Okay, go to number 6. Mr. Allen is, this is a job. I'm talking about the job, so I'm going to write Mr. Allen is the teacher who rewarded me. Okay. Go to number 7, which is African lion is very strong. Here, species, I'm talking about a special kind of lions, not all lions. So I'm going to write the African lion is very strong. This is number 8, a jigsaw puzzle is. I'm talking about this is a game, and here there is an adjective which starts with I, which is a consonant. So I'm going to choose an. So a jigsaw puzzle is an interesting game. Go to number 9. My sister has. Here there is a vowel, so I'm going to use an apple for breakfast. Number 10. When I grow up, I'd like to be. I'm talking about that job. No, I'm talking here about I'm going to be a scientist. This is for the first time. I'm not talking as a job I'm going to do. Okay? When I grow up, I'd like to be a scientist. Okay. Now let us go to exercise 3. Exercise 3, the golden egg from this exercise is to know that الهدف الرئيسي من هذا التمرين to know that after the comes a noun. After the comes a noun. I'm going to write a noun. Any noun. أي noun بس في هنا شرط. This noun should be right with the sentence. And I'm not going to choose a wrong noun. We will see. Complete the sentences using the plus a noun. The plus a noun. Now, for example, it was getting dark in the room, so I turned on. Here, I'm going to write the plus a noun. The. And light is a noun. Is this right? Let us go back to the meaning. It was getting dark in the room, so I turned on the light. This is right. Now, you can choose any noun you like, but it should be right with the meaning. Now, there were no chairs, so we all had to sit on, for example, on the floor. The and floor. This is right. There were no chairs, so where did we sit? We sat on the floor. This is right. Now, go to number 2. As soon as I saw the fire, I called. You called what? اتصلت بمن? You called what? I called. Maybe I called the fireman. I called the fire station. I called the firefighter. All these are right. The and fire station is a noun. Fireman is a noun. Fire station is a noun. Policeman is a noun. The policeman. This is okay. Now, this is number 3. We didn't have any stamps. So, we had to go to where? To maybe the post office, maybe the bookshop, and all are right. All you need to write is the plus a noun. We didn't have any stamps. Where did we buy stamps from? Maybe from the post office, the bookshop, and all are right. Now, go to number 4. I had a toothache, so I made an appointment with whom? With the doctor. I made an appointment with the doctor. With the doctor. Let me go to number 5. Now, Anne had to catch a train, so I took her to. Where do we catch the train from? Now, so I took her to the train station. I took her to the train station. Go to number 6. Bill wasn't feeling well. It means he was sick or he was ill. So he went to the doctor. He went to the doctor. Okay, now go to number 6. Bill wasn't feeling well, so he went to the doctor. This is number 7, and this is number 7. We didn't have any money. If I don't have any money, where can I take my money from? So we had to go to the bank. We had to go to the bank. We had to go to the bank. Or you may write any name. Maybe you go to take from your father, from your any place. Okay. Now there are or remained 8, 9, and 10. You have tried to do them alone as a homework, and I'm going to check these. Okay. Now let me go to exercise 4. Exercise 4. Okay. Now, exercise 4. Read the paragraph and click. It means make a circle or put a tick on the correct word in brackets. Read the paragraph and click on the correct word in brackets. Okay, what do I mean by brackets? Those are brackets. This and this. Those are brackets. Again, this and this are brackets. Okay, now let us read the paragraph before. Now, rules are important in many situations. Rules means القواعد أو الأوامر are important in many situations. For example, he's going to give me an example. Rules are important in families. Rules are important in families. Now, shall I say the children or a children should obey their parents and go to bed on time? This is a rule. You have to go to bed on time. This is a rule. So which one I'm going to choose? Yes, children alone. A goes with a singular noun, and this is plural. This is wrong. It means they are known for you, and I'm talking about them for the first time. I'm going to write children. I'm going to choose children. So, children should obey their parents and go to bed on time. Now, rules are also important when driving. I mean, when you drive a car, for example. When driving what? The car or a car? I'm talking about a car for the first time, so I'm going to choose this. Okay. Now, drivers should stop at, they should stop at traffic lights, the traffic lights, a traffic light. Now, there are many traffic lights and I'm talking about it for the first time, and here it is plural. So, drivers should stop at traffic lights. Okay, I mean all traffic lights. Now, and stop if they see old person, old person and old person. Now, old person, old person, old person. This is a vowel, and I'm not going to write or to choose a. I'm going to choose an old person. Okay, trying to cross the road. If a person breaks, it means يعني لم ينفذ الأوامر. If a person breaks, if a person breaks, for example, the rules I talked about these before, or they are mentioned before, so I'm going to choose the rules. Then there can be all kinds of trouble. If rules are broken in the family, this can result in unhappy because here you has the sound of unhappy. I'm going to use an unhappy family, and if rules are broken on the road, this can result in death. Okay, thank you. Let me go to the second exercise. Now, exercise E here says, please put a, an, the, or just leave it blank, with nothing. I'm not going to put anything. Okay. Now, go here. Number 1. Do you want to watch for television? I put nothing. Now, do you want to watch television this evening? Go to number 2. Last night, we went out for meal mentioned for the first time. So I'm going to put here meal. Now, I didn't mention the restaurant before. It is one of many, so I'm going to write in a restaurant. Again, last night we went out for a meal in a restaurant. Okay, go to number 3. I wrote my name at, miss, please, here, for top bottom, the right side, the left side. I'm going to use the top, the bottom, the top, and the bottom. So I wrote my name at the top of the page, at the top of the page. Here, the moon is one of its kind, so I'm going to write the. The moon goes around the earth because earth one of its kind. Every 27 days. Number 5. The Soviet Union, روسيا أو الاتحاد السوفيتي, it's a name of a big country, was before first, second, third, fourth. We are going to use the first, the second, ordinal numbers, the first, the second, the third. So the Soviet Union was the first. Here we are going to put the first country to send a man into space. I'm going to leave this with nothing, Go here to number 6. After, also here. Before meals, I mean lunch, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm going to leave it with nothing. I'm not going to put anything. I'm going to leave the blank with nothing. So, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. After lunch, we went mentioned for the first time here, for a walk by the sea, a specific place by the sea. Again, after lunch, we went for a walk, by the sea. Now, I'm not very hungry. I had here breakfast, but here there is an adjective. Which is big. So I'm going to write I'm not very hungry. I had a big breakfast. Okay, let me go to number 8. Here, John was. Before only I'm going to use the. Those are not mentioned in the rule before that we took. So you have to learn that before first, second, third, we are going to put we are going to use the. And before breakfast, meals, before breakfast, lunch, dinner, we are going to use the. And before the word only, we are going to use the. John was the only person I talked to at the party. Okay, go to number 9. Now, Liz, it's a name of a girl, lives in a small country, a small village, in a small village for example, my country, it is known in the country. Again, Liz lives in a small village in the country. Okay, now go to number 10. It was a beautiful day. Yes, thank you. It was a beautiful day. Where the sun is one of its kind. وحيدة من نوعها. So I'm going to write the sun shone brightly in. Also, the sky is one of its kind, so I'm going to use in the sky. Number 11. What is the highest, the longest? Those are superlative adjectives. I'm going to write the before the superlative adjectives. What is the highest mountain in the world? One of its kind, just one word. So I'm going to write here, what is the highest mountain in the world? Now, number 12, I've invited Tom. I have invited. Here is the short form of I have, and invited, it means عزمته. I have invited Tom to here dinner. It's a meal. I'm not going to put anything here. Just leave the blank empty. Do not write anything. Leave it blank. So I've invited Tom to dinner on Wednesday.